and welcome to SpeedGaming 2. Today we've got another match of the Link to the Past Randomizer League, Open League Season 5 playoffs here, round 2 between Alex, Jess, and Conk of Teams Reliable, Archery, Aces, and yet another Bonk. I'm starting with me on comms today is Titan. How are you doing?
Absolutely fine. We're gonna have some casual boots here today, starting with the sword and boots, and we're gonna go through the high rehearsal first. So our runners are gonna be starting any second now, and this is gonna be fun.
Yep. This is a matchup of two different Francophone teams. I believe both Alex, Jess, and Conk are French. And they have actually gone, this is the Courage matchup, but as you can see by the Triforce symbols in the bottom center of the screen, they have each taken one game out of the series so far. Cuxla lost to Retro Redfield, and Akailin won against Zelka Lunas. So we'll see who takes game 3 here, but they are guaranteed a game 4, and possibly a game 5, depending on how how game 4 goes and how this game goes. Should be interesting. Kaz Boots. Start with boots, start with sword, and it's a standard start.
Yeah, this is about as normal of a seed that we're going to get this tournament, because, yeah, Cas boots. It's just that you have the boots, and we're off.
Yep. This message will self-destruct. Lil. Thanks, Uncle. Good. Anything particular you want to see from the seed today as we see? Oh my goodness, that's a glove immediately. Okay.
Okay, game. Red Crystal, Eastern, Red Pendant. That's it.
Yeah, and regular Crystal Hera. So, as we start the seed off, give our runners a follow, Alex, Jess, and Conk, as well as my co-tom Titan, and also thank you a lot to Evelyn, who's doing your tracking today.
Yeah, just standard start. We get the visual sword now that we've had since the start. And yeah, this part of the seed is just pure execution.
Yep. Yet another bonk from team member, yet another bonk there from Conk, bonking off one of the cards. As they get a lamp. That feels vaguely vanilla.
Yes, slightly vaguely vanilla.
I do believe that is one of the spots you can get the lamp in the game if you for some reason don't get it from Link's house. Now that you need a lamp for escape anyway, just as a note, in standard starts, you are given a light cone in the back every time you go through there. First time or the 5th time, so it can be possible in standard seeds where you don't get glove in Link's house to have to go through the escape again from the front if you don't have bombs or boots the first time.
Yeah.
To go get to the back of escape for something.
Yeah. Now, this item start is actually quite interesting, because do you actually go straight to Kakariko, or do you chances up the mountain?
Oh,
we have mountain access. We have mountain access already.
We do, but I mean, right now we can't do much on the mountain, but watch as I say that and we find a mirror here. Okay, that's the key. I think it had to be the key, but watch the next thing be...
If we get a hookshot or a mirror before we get out of here, that's very enticing. That is actually quite enticing to get up there.
It is. There's a lot of checks up there, and you can eat. And they have a really generous start. Because it's Kaz Boots for starters, which is already a nice start, but then lamp and glove in the first 3 checks is just silly. Oh hey, powder. Okay, extra little safety for later. Why not?
Considering how many enemies we are going to run into, powder is nice to have.
Yeah.
Also,
you know we've done 6 checks and gotten 3 major items?
Yeah. Also, the guards are in the big item pack. So if you farm them a little bit, you can get 8 bombs.
Good catch. That is good to know. They do have boots, so it is not as essential to get bombs unlike some other standard seeds, where you don't start with boots, and you would really like to get bombs your first time through escape, so you don't have to backtrack, because it's a real pain.
Oh, yes.
It can be a race decider, in fact, in standard races without boot start, where one runner gets bombs the first time through and the other doesn't, and that makes a real difference to everything.
Yeah, especially when you're always sitting back there in escape.
Yep. Salut Kefka in the chat. Here, as well as everyone else, hope everyone's doing well. And this should be a nice zippy mode. Generally, cast boots runs hour 15, hour 20-ish. It's usually in the faster modes. Unlikely go over an hour 30.
It really depends. If you have your ice rod deep into a pendant dungeon.
Okay, why is that a hammer?
We're a hookshot away from just running up that mountain and clearing it.
Yes, we are.
So, also remember, we are just a moonpole away from going into the dark world before we even leave the escape.
Yeah, we really are. As you see, a bloopy, a bouquet, man, $50. What is this game? What is this scene so far? We've gotten
Even without
5
being
major items before sync, so it has to be a
'cause
map.
even without a mirror or a hookshot, going up the mountain is actually a decent play here because you got so many items already. The item density in Cat is gonna be small, and yes, that is the map, so we're just skipping that.
Yep. Yeah, coming out of escape with 5 major items at 5:29 for Alex Jazz, Conk a few seconds behind. Well, let's start.
Yeah, we are gonna get Bonk rocks here, obviously.
Yep. It's $20. On the other hand, they can comfortably afford the bottle vendor, I guess, is a plus, as Conk did not count items quite as well, so finds a map. It is better to open a chest if you're not 100% sure if you counted correctly, because if you miscount keys, that could be a problem too.
So, Alex not enticed to go up the mountain. That's a 20 rupee on the ledge, so not gonna kill either today. Unless our moonpole is on the pyramid ledge, and that's the only reason.
Yeah, pretty much, because we already have glove and hammer. Heart piece there in Lost Woods.
Okay, game. Did you see what happened on Grinkstide there?
Not quite, no.
He pulled the hearts out of the tree, pulled up the signpost and tossed it, and the heart crashed signpost.
Huh. That is a bit unusual.
I think it was still floating in the air. Yeah, unfortunately, we have not found any bombs at all.
Nope. No, not really. Alex is currently farming the bombs off this rock there, though the Conk did get 8 bombs from an enemy at some point in the escape.
Yeah, I think they found some rats for that drop.
I think so. Chet mentioned that he was farming the ropes.
Yeah, they found ropes. Yeah, for those.
Yeah, both runners are he and pronouns, as a side note. Alright, blind sets. 10 arrows, $50. $20, and $300. Okay, that's Zora money.
We're chasing logic with that glove.
Yes, it is.
Well, technically, we have to pay off the bottle vendor first.
That's true, but we're even that considering we're already at 431 to sell bottle vendor, I think. We're pro magic, that would just be silly.
I mean, we're gonna do it. We're right here.
Yeah, more money. Speaking of money, really. As Conk is picking up some extra money at a blind set. Yeah, that's actual money now. Game. CAC, as much as expected, not really providing anything of value besides a boatload of money because we already found a lot of the early game items. Model vendor, not really worth it for a hurt piece, but at least it's not complete junk, I suppose.
Okay. If we find mirror or hookshot, I'm calling vanilla Moonbow.
Honestly, that's quite possible at this point.
At this point, you have boots. You're here. You're gonna do that bat check because you're not gonna come back here at any point anytime soon.
Nope.
Yeah. We're gonna run straight for it.
Another series you might try to route that in with Smith Chain, but who knows where Mirror is? Who knows when they'll get mids, I suppose, technically. And it's right here. You might as well route it in with Dake. The rest of CAC as an early check. And Magic Bat is not helpful.
Because it's us with money.
Yep. I guess now they're closer to being able to pay off both Zora and the Kiki at the same time now, if anything else. But yeah, not super helpful.
I mean, the other direction you could go is Eastern, because it is a fully clearable dungeon. It's a crystal. You might as well do it.
Yep. Nothing on the library. Yeah, Cat was completely dead, including the race game.
Yeah. So the mountain play would maybe have paid out.
And very well might have, though. It looks like Alexa's heading for South Shore here instead. Also notice I will play without Hookshot or Mirror, or not South Shore, Eastern Hall makes, yeah, the beatable dungeon that figures. Beatable Red Crystal dungeon, in fact, so there are 3 items in Saha's Hut. There's an additional 3 items in Eastern. Decently, fairly quick set of 6 checks, so that will be pretty nice.
Yeah, and you're not losing any time doing this, because eventually you're gonna have to do this.
Yeah. And, well, that's a shovel, I guess. It is technically a major item.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately, it is a major item, and... Oh! Rick is choosing to go straight into Eastern, ignoring the... okay.
Gonna go do the Eastern before the hut in here, which is interesting. Guards trolling Alex a little bit there. Eastern here is, well, Eastern. You run through it, you get the checks. It's not a whole lot super to comment on execution-wise, as we get yet another major item. That's our Master Sword. Okay.
Yeah, so now the Moon Pearl on Pyramid Ledge is in logic.
Yep, because now we can actually go do Agatha. They really don't want to or need to at the moment with how much stuff they have, but it is an option.
I mean, it is going to be the last check you ever do in logic, because if you know that there is nothing that I can get, there's no checks left, that's when you go do that. You don't do that before them. There is no point. There's absolutely no point doing that.
No, with Aga, with Lumberjack Ledge being dead and them already having Glove and Hammer, Pyramid Ledge is basically a, what, 4 to 4 minute check? However long it takes to climb Aga Tower, it's not fast.
No.
There's the compass.
I believe we got 2 items.
2 items in the compass so far, so we're missing a map, the big key, and last item.
And big is a vanilla, so...
Nobody's gone up the mountain yet, Torsi. They both chose to go to CAC without a hookshot or hammer, understandable. Found nothing. And are now here.
Just love watching these runners and the execution of how fast they actually run this seed. It is a joy to see. And yeah, with only 4 hearts, Grink is choosing to actually kill this room as you're intended to do.
Yep. Besides, doesn't want to take the risk of dying later, and is going to get. Okay, that's a fire rod game. Why?
Okay. I mean, we're just missing mitts now, right? We had got the full care package.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I
the
mean,
moment,
yes, it is fire locked fire because the big key was vanilla, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, the moment they find that moon pearl, they can diverge incredibly big in the dark world.
Oh my
There
gosh,
is
they have so much
you can
open.
do. But
Especially depending on what the crystal layout is in the dark world. They have options. So they've got just about the starter kit to everything, other than, yeah, I mean, just in terms of general overworld exploration and being able to do checks, they've got everything they could want. Still need, obviously, more. They might need a cane, they might need silvers, might need medallions, not silvers, they might need medallions, could need flippers. I mean, there's things they could need, but generally they can do a lot of checks once they get to the dark world, as the Armless Knights are not cooperating for conch. That is a first crystal for them both here, just under 16 minutes in. Jen mentioning the book, one thing, I mean, the desert could be a thing. We do have boots, we do have both fire sources. And both ways to light up, I light a lamp, so that would be interesting.
I mean, Alex is going for the South Shore play. Makes perfect sense. You have Zora money. You can just do the entire right side route here, including Zora area.
Yep. Do the dam into Mini Moldorm Cave, Ice Rod Cave. There's the Moon Pearl.
And that's our Dark World access.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, maybe never mind that routing idea, as Clark is off to the mountain, it looks like.
Okay.
Time for Divergence.
This is Divergence, and this might be good, this might not be good, depending on what they find up there.
Pretty much. Lex actually going to go pick up those bombs before hitting over. I guess he is down to 3, so it makes sense, as we'll see what Khan gets up on the mountain. At the moment, can get Old Man and the item in Spectacle Rock, as well as peek the item on Spectacle Rock, and that's about it. But we'll also have the save warp to come back to later.
Yeah, this is a well invested time, because you get the save. Oh, this is a bomb cave today.
Yeah, bombs, more bombs, arrows, and a heart container. Sure.
That's interesting. Saving and quitting out of here. Well, you have the Moon Pearl, so you get a lot of other stuff to do.
Yeah. Alright, it's time for Hype Caves, where Lex is going.
I like that we have one runner going for density and the other one taking a risky route.
Dakota, anything out of the norm yet? Well, it's been a ludicrously silly start, as we see Green Pendant Pod, Pendant TR, and Red Crystal Skull Woods. That's not a terrible layout, I think.
No. So we are gonna need the flippers, we're gonna need the flute, we're gonna need the mirror, and we're gonna need
We'll
the
need
cane.
A cane, and we'll need a
and a
medallion.
hook shot. And a hook shot. So we are still quite a ways away from go mode. Definitely.
Hype Cave
Yeah.
has a bottle for us, as well as more bombs, the red meringue, 3 bombs, and 20 bucks.
That's a
Just checking the
0
shovel.
out of 10.
Yeah. Well, maybe not 0. I'd give maybe like 1 or 2 out of 10 for the bottle. Rest is complete junk, though.
Depending on what that bottle has, maybe.
I think I had a B in it. Why are we not in pod? Green funded pod is the answer at the moment, Mike. And Conk is about to get his moon pearl and Alex has other places to be. Such as checking sick kid and heading to the village, I think, here.
Yep.
And sick kid is blue mouse. That bottle wasn't totally terrible.
A 2 out of 10. I'll give it that. I'm not sure why we need those rupees.
Thinking about Moth early, maybe?
Yeah, but where
I
is he
don't
gonna
know.
get the potion?
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I mean, it could be useful for potions later, just not really right now. Yeah, because they don't have a way over there quickly.
Now, to be fair, 5 heart Skullwoods, even with blue mail, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we haven't found much of. Hell.
Yep. They've had lots and lots of money, quite a few major items, and a bunch of bomb and arrow refills, but health not so much.
And Grink is setting up water walks here, so we are going to get some newer checks over here.
Yep. Conk's choosing to be more thorough, whereas Alex went straight for Dark World checks after getting many Moldorn Caves, so some interesting divergence as well here. There was nothing on the mountain, unfortunately, for Conk, so detour that didn't really gain him any time.
He got the safe spot, so it wasn't that much of a loss, but a little bit.
And just a heart piece, so Alex will not be hurting for skipping Ice Red Cave.
I think Grink is on 3 pieces of heart.
Might be, I'm not actually sure, I haven't been keeping track. Alright, let's see. Floating Island is the mushroom, okay. Or Lake Island, sorry.
That's one of the worst things you could have there.
Yeah, you don't want to have it be required, but if it is, you have to go back for it. Just 20 bucks off the hobo.
Yes, we are going to go kill Mothula. Even skilled runners, this is not too fun to do in this life situation.
No.
Blue mail helps. It does.
Luma helps, but it's still definitely not your idea of fun. It is, on the other hand, it's a red crystal, you might as well do it.
That's very fair.
Let's see how this goes. At least it's Master Sword, not Fighter Sword. As I say that, already a hit from for Alex. And very nice. Wowee! 2 red rupees off the waterfall fairy. Thanks! As that is crystal number 2 for Alex at 2250. Back to Slayer.
So, Ledge is nothing. Does the scamfish have anything useful for us today?
The answer is, nope. Negative 96% return. Fantastic.
I mean, we could have guessed that one, because that was the 4th red rupee in a row.
That is true, yeah. I should add, yeah, Alex actually was the winner of the most recent Link to the Past Randomizer Francophone community tournament, and is certainly showing off the skill that have won him that title. So, very, very nice moth fight, and is now continuing through Skullwood, still looking for at least one item. I don't know if we've seen both. If he's seen the other.
Nope, we just seen one there.
And there's the other. Nice art container. So Clank is going to get his bottle, so he'll also be able to get his blue mail on the way over to the village whenever he chooses to do that. We've also gotten both boomerangs already. As a side note, we got the one red ring out of Hype Cave just now for Clank, and the other was in Saha's hut. Just for extra stuff. So the red crystals are the 5-6 crystals in the vanilla game, which come from Ice Palace and Mire, and they give you access to buy the big red bomb from the bomb shop in the Dark World to go blow up a hole on the pyramid to access the pyramid area, which gives you the silver arrows and butter sword in the vanilla game.
Yeah, and Grink probably feels behind at this point, because otherwise you wouldn't go to Green Pen and Pod.
No. Oh, Cape, okay. Sure. You're at the brewery.
Now, if things like the mirror or the hook shot, or even the flippers are over here, Grink is gonna have a fantastic run. But
Yeah.
if there's nothing over here, this is a complete waste of time.
Yeah, Clank is taking some more gambly plays. I think he knows that Alex is a very, very strong player, and that he wants to take some risk to perhaps pull out a win here.
Yeah, this mode is also very, very execution heavy.
It is.
So if you know you're up against an opponent that is probably going to outperform you in execution, you're gonna have to do a play here or there to get some kind of advantage. Otherwise. Now, Alex is going through this town and nothing yet, but we can full clear this, so. As a crystal.
You can full clear it, and it's a crystal, so no reason not to do it.
Yeah, this dungeon does not get any faster when you're go moding it.
Nope, even blind, it's just a scripted fight, it's number of hits, it does not matter what you're hitting blind with, it's just getting hits in that matters. So even having, tempered or gold sword will not help you. Against blind, at least. Well, a bit against the enemy, but it's relatively not a big deal. Good use of the powder here for Alex to get a fairy. There we go.
Grink only have founding keys so far in pod.
Yeah, I would say Alex is the stronger in terms of execution of the two players. As we get the big key for Clank. And then the key. Heart piece for Alex.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting if Grink finds anything of use back here. Yeah, that mini Helma is annoying.
It is. Light Strife, the small keys are in this mode. The small keys are shuffled within their own dungeons. There is logic to the randomizer to ensure that the keys are placed in such a way you cannot permanently lock yourself out of the dungeon. So you may be expected to use a key to get another key. Here, for example, here in Pod of the Harmless Hellway or boss key chests. But
However, with 3 keys here, we know that there is an actual item down there in Harmless Hellway.
yep. And said item is a compass.
I didn't say it was going to be a useful item.
No. In retro mode, you need to buy keys, or there are a handful in the pool, but that is not all of them. As there's blind goes down for Alex, getting a map, and his third crystal here at 2919.
I did not check. Did we? We had to have done the big chest, right?
No, Conic did not hammer jump. Oh, for
No,
Alex, I don't think he actually did it.
Yeah, I think he skipped it.
I think so too. Did we find? Okay, small key was locked in the big chest, as I thought. Thank you, chat.
Okay. Smoky.
Okay, just a green rupee there in the big chest of Pod for Conic. So unless Helma has something or Helma or Saha, because this is green pendant. Otherwise, this place was a bust.
Yeah. Now, if there... single dig on the dig game today.
Nice. That's pure RNG. There is no seeding or anything in the randomizer. It's just random every time you play it, and Alex got lucky and got it on the first dig. Very convenient.
But even in the vanilla game, it is always 30 digs, right?
I don't know if it's always 30 digs in the vanilla game. Alright, Alex is heading to somewhere.
Green panel.
Bomb shop.
Sorry, bomb. We got both the red crystals.
Yep. Yeah, someone in chat was asking about this earlier. So once you get the 6 crystals, because in Randomizer, the placements of the crystals and pendants are randomized amongst the 3 Light World dungeons and 7 Dark World dungeons. You can. So today, the 5-6 crystals are in Eastern and Skull Woods instead of Ice and Mire. The green pendant is in Pod instead of Eastern, and the other 2 pendants are at Desert and Turtle Rock today. Yeah, you pick up the red bomb, you walk it all the way over here, and you set it down and let it explode. Apparently that wall is made of really tough material or something, because regular bombs don't blow that hole open, just the big red one.
Oh, wow.
Oh, mirror.
We're gonna need that.
Yes, we will, because Swamp is a crystal today.
And now we have a lot of the mountain open.
Yep. And apparently, in chat says that after 28 digs, every additional dig is a 10% chance in the vanilla game. Gotcha.
Hey, thank you, chat.
So it is actually impossible for the heart piece in vanilla to show up below a certain number of digs. Good to know.
And Helmasaur has what for us?
Bombs.
This green pendant has to have something for Grink, or this has been a 7 or 8 minute slog for nothing.
Yeah, very much the case. Oh, half magic off catfish. That's nice. Sadly, without that mirror from Pyramid Fairy, Conic does not have a quick way to go check that green pendant he just picked up.
Yeah.
Very nice ancillary fake flipper for Alex there. Where Alex used arrows and bombs to put so many sprites on the screen that the game couldn't load the splash animation. So it assumes you can swim, because there's no splash. That's the basic principle of an ancilla fake flipper. And I think he got lucky that he didn't soft lock, because if you take damage while fake flippering, you have to reset. Save and reset. There is no continuing. That is a known soft lock in the game. That's a big catfish for Clank.
Grink is gonna go for the catfish, yeah. And yeah, this is most likely the mountain for Alex. Or not.
Okay, back to the
where are we
village.
going?
Smith Chain? No, he doesn't have goods. Never mind that idea. Where is he going?
This is Bumper Ledge and Graveyard Ledge.
I think so, yeah. Oh, and King's Tomb is available too.
Yeah, but that's in the light world. Oh, sorry, mirror.
You can route it in with the other two, yes. That is not, in fact, Mitz locked. Something I did briefly forget that they don't have, despite everything else they found so far in this state. They do not have Mitz.
Yeah, unfortunate. Okay, we are gonna get that green pendant turn in. So let's see, was this pod absolutely empty, or do we get an item we actually need here?
Yeah, there is also technically a slim chance of something being on ped, but with TR being a pendant, it's not likely.
Flippers, maybe.
Could be medallion from Meyer, but the odds are low.
Oh my god!
Okay, as you say all that, that's a pair of flippers. You need that!
We are definitely gonna need those. Swamp is a crystal. We have to get that item. Oh
no! Speaking of Mitz, hi!
Hi, Mitz. And that was actually a rage slash by Alex.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, this is bad for Alex, I have to say, because
he's got so much else to do that
he has so much else to do, and when you go through the entire pod and not get a single thing, I mean, yeah, you're gonna go and check somehow. Well, the green pendant because he got the mirror, but you're not gonna feel good going through pod. So yeah, for those of you who wondered if the Mitz can be in King's Tomb, yes. Yes is the answer.
Yep, because you can use the mirror to get there. For the Mitz, it is quite something. But yeah, Alex has options galore. He's heading up the mountain now. With Mirror and Mitz, can go do Hera, can go clear out all the checks on the mountain, can see what the decide to see what the medallion is for TR if he so cares. Because there's a ton of checks up here. Even with a cave, there's Spike Cave, there's the 2 items in Hera, there's on Spec Rock, in Spec Rock, Old Man for him. There's the 7 checks in Paradox, all of first check of Hookshot Cave, Super Bunny Cave. There's a ton. Glank in the meantime is going to be doing checks we've already seen here in the village area, but on the other hand, won't really be able to get a whole lot of anywhere with that until he gets that mirror, so is going to... Yeah, because flippers don't get him anything new until that mirror turns up for him, so he's in a decent spot because he can't miss his progression right now.
No. Now, there is one interesting thing here. When he gets that mirror, Grink knows one thing Alex doesn't. There's a mushroom on the item.
That is true, because Alex mirrored from Catfish to check the Waterfall Fairy Zora. Alex has no idea what that is.
Yeah.
And that could be interesting info if Glank chooses to turn in that shroom.
Yeah, because
it's a bit out of the way right now without a fluke, considering he did Catfish earlier, but it is an additional check.
Yeah, but if Alex sees that there's a mushroom on that island, you're not gonna Scylla that. You're not gonna take the time to break the flippers just to get a mushroom.
No, fake flippering to getting to the lake island without flippers is a serious pain.
Yeah, and you could do it if you see like a mirror. No, not a mirror, but like mitts or fire rod. That you're gonna do it for. A mushroom, never.
It is not worth the pain in the hour sequence break. It is not an easy one to do from Dark Room. There's a small key, so basement's a thing for Alexei, possibly. We've seen... okay, so there's 50-50 between the item being on... the second item being on Moldrum or the basement. Here for Alex, because the compass was in the first check. But yeah, Alex has a lot of other stuff to do, and we know that... that it's flippers behind pod, which does like a few different things, mostly swamp, but there's also so much else to do, especially with Mids and Mirror, that I don't know when Alex gets back there right now. It's a very nice Moldorm fight. They're getting $20, no need for the basement, and crystal number 5. Or not, number 4, can't count. Question for you, actually. What are we missing for Go Move?
We are missing game. We are missing flute, and we are missing a medallion.
Yep. Yes, we are. Flippers were on the green pendant, which was off of Helmsor there in Pod.
Yeah.
Which is really, really good for Conk, because knowing that Alex is a very, very strong player and that Kaz Boots is an extremely execution-heavy mode, Conk chose to play some gambles, and yeah, we were worried for a bit because Pod was completely dead as far as actual checks in the dungeon went, but those flippers are hard required, so it works out for him.
Yeah, because you now know my opponent is gonna have to do that entire dungeon as well. There is no skipping it. And you can't even skip checks in it because you're still looking for a required item.
Oh, absolutely. You're not going to go mode Pod gambling that it's a flippers on Saha of all things. I'd be very confused if you did that.
We are getting Paradox Cave, so a lot of new checks here.
Yep. Art piece and $300. Okay, more money, sure.
And for those in chat who want pet seeds, we are still active. Possible pet seed. We can still have medallion and hookshot there.
Let's see. Yep, there's Temper in Paradox. There is also nothing particular I can see that's stopping a flute from being on pet, assuming the book shows up someplace.
True. But we do need that book first for that to be the case.
I mean, there's several conditionals on that front, but it is not impossible. At present, though, especially without the medallion, we don't have to worry too much about pet yet. Nor can we even read the pet without, said book. Book cannot be on pet for flute in desert because the desert is a pendant. You need flute or book to access it, as it is ether for TR today. Yeah.
So if for pet to even be alive, we gotta need that ether.
Yep. Just some more money on the bumper ledge there for Kayak. Missed that peak earlier. Super Bunny is more money. Okay. I did buy a red potion earlier, so should be hopefully okay here in Skullwoods.
Yeah, a slightly more hard count than Alex.
Okay, you're correct, Dan. You could be book on Ted for flute, not in desert, and something on the tablets. That is possible. The first test of hookshot Kate is not it.
Spike Cave.
I mean, why not? You're here.
Yep.
About the only thing Alex has actually gotten from this mountain trip is a temperate sword, which, while nice, does not open any new checks. I mean, let's see, where does Alex go next? He actually knows that flippers have to be out there somewhere. He can go clear ice, but it is not in logic for him without those flippers. He has to know that those have to be somewhere, and I think he's starting to run a little bit low on logical checks for said flippers. He can't do desert, he can't do swamp, he can't get into TR, he can't get into mire. He's done a decent amount of overworld checks. I think Smith Chain's the big overworld thing he has left, but the fact that he's actually starting to run out of checks a bit might help him get to his flippers faster.
Yeah, he's gonna check the island. Oh, he's gonna do the whole also. This surprises me, because no, he's gonna
another
go ice.
Ansela fake flipper, very nice. But yeah, he's gonna head to ice and not go follow the logic for flippers, I guess, hoping to find something that makes following logic for flippers easier, I suppose. Not sure what that would be. He knows he has to be running out of checks for flippers. It's Smith Chain and Pod are, I think, his main options for that right now. Agina exists, but it's super far out of the way. There's just not a lot left. I mean, it is progression. It's just interesting you choose to go here before logic, but it super hurts either way.
Also interesting that they go that he goes there before getting a K, because that is a time loss doing this dungeon without a K.
Absolutely, because for all he knows, whatever his logic is will get him a cane before he has to come in here.
And we know we have to get that cane before going to GT because Mire.
Yep, Light Strife, the randomizer has an inbuilt logic to it, as we call it, to make sure that the randomizer is going to be beatable. You will not have a boss key, you will not have a hammer on Helmasaur, you're not going to get an ice rod on Trinex. Unless there are multiple hammers or multiple ice rods in the game, which is possible in some settings. You aren't going to get a big key on a boss that requires the big key to get there. So on and so forth. Which is why we speak of logic. Like, Alex just did an Ansela fake flipper to access ice without flippers. This is not considered by the logic because we run on glitchless logic, which does not expect the use of, well, glitches, like an Ansela fake flipper. So Alex has to know that the flippers cannot be in Ice Palace or behind any item that is in ice, because otherwise the seed wouldn't be beatable. Pretty straightforward there.
Meanwhile, Grink is clearing up his Skullwoods. Doesn't have a small key to go for his second item.
No, so he's gonna go fall down here instead. And yeah, there is a glitched logic mode. There's also where it uses glitches in considering logic to place items, and there's also no logic, where there just is no logic. It can be put anywhere, and while no logic seeds are still generally beautiful with heavy glitch usage, there is no guarantee of such.
Now, this is the reason that going into Ice Palace like this, for Alex, is not great, because you are spending a lot of extra time here that you generally don't need to do.
No, and that bomb jump is a little tricky if you're not practiced with it, which most runners aren't, because generally you have a king to go do a neat little trick called Icebreaker to do this a lot faster. Mind you, even the bomb jump is substantially faster than the vanilla way of doing Ice Palace, which is very slow. You know, that makes sense, Thursday saying in chat that the overall glitches turn usually requires proof of 2 completed runs to participate. That makes sense, because otherwise, you know, show that you have sufficient knowledge of glitches to generally be able to complete seeds, as otherwise that just ends up being a bit of a bummer if a tournament runner not quits a match because they haven't gotten sufficient glitch knowledge to clear a glitch logic seed, because those can get to be a bit complex.
Now the interesting thing will be Grink is gonna go for the fairy hair bomb, so he is gonna get his mirror and probably check Kingston soon.
I'd hope so. I mean, because while the mirror immediately gives him swamp access, it's a grand sum of one check without. It's kind of, well, it's not one check. It got a hammer, but it's not a lot of checks without a hook shot. Though I am starting to wonder if there's a hook shot or something of progression in there actually, because this ice palace is not helping anything. There's been nothing in here. We've in fact seen all items in there, as chat confirms. There was nothing in ice. So between the two runners, we're starting to run out of checks to do again.
With Jay.
Gold scares down for Alex. There's the key, there's mirror for Conk, and crystal number 5.
Grink is gonna go up the mountain with that mirror.
Yep.
This makes perfect sense.
It does. It's a lot more checks versus the. It's what, just a couple checks north Dark World. It's not a ton.
Yeah, it's 3 checks. But once you only find a sword up here, you're gonna go do them.
Oh, you absolutely go do those. And no, glitch question from chat. Glitches are version dependent, so we run on the Japanese 1.0 version, technically of the game. The randomizer patches the text to be in English, but it is the Japanese ROM as the base. And because newer versions do patch out several glitches, including item dashes.
And Alex is gonna do Smith Chain here.
Yeah, makes sense for him. He's trying to avoid pod, and this is his last main set of checks besides pod at this point, really. I do think he might grab the Gina in with the purple chest if he chooses to do that, but he's running out of checks.
Yeah. What do you think of Flute on Mushroom?
Mushroom would be an interesting detour at this point. Nothing on hammer pegs. Flippers are on the green pennant crew task. Which is behind pod. Pod itself is completely useless, but the flippers are hard required. Hi Babos. That is at present completely useless, but it is a 1 in 3 chance that is required for Meyer.
Yeah, we won't know until we actually get a flute.
Yep.
We didn't get a K45 check, did we?
No, we didn't. That is a good point. I think Alex is going to route that with the shovel here. Let's check that yet either. Mitts are in Kingston, Smike. And flippers are on the green pendant, behind pod. Nothing on K45.
Chat calling for a hook shot in swamp. That's a rude chat.
I mean, Titan, there's not much left in this game, so...
I mean, there could be a flute in swamp, okay?
It could be a flute in the swamp, but the point is, I think we're looking at very strongly at some type of progression being in swamp. I don't know what it will be, but it's looking like something's in there because we're running out of stuff to do. You want to explain why Alexa's just able to turn in the purple chest without the purple chest?
Yeah, that's a fun little glitch that while you're in invulnerability frames of the mirror ring, the guy thinks that you still have your follower with you.
Chess in the chat about was there anything in Dark Death Mountain? Not in the slightest.
We did get a sword out of Paradox Cave, but that was it.
Yeah, Dark Death Mountain had nothing. Light Death Mountain.
Dark Death Mountain. Yeah, that happened. Alex
Nystria...
is going to...
Yeah, this makes sense for Alex. Nystria, we also have a Gina left, I'm fairly sure.
Yeah, we do.
We have a Gina, and that honestly might be about the only other item left. We have a Gina and the Mushroom Check are about the only two things besides Swamp right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think those might be the only two checks left in Swamp, but it's really hard to be certain. But we are running very, very hard out of things. Here's Tempered Fruit Tank.
And Grant can't even do Dark Death Mountain. No mitts.
Nope, which might save him some time, though he still has to get those mitts at some point.
Yep.
He's going for Spike Key right now.
Fortunately.
It makes sense while he's here. It's just unfortunate that it's going to get him. I think it was like $20 or something completely dead.
It was a piece of heart or something. Yeah.
Whoops!
Well, you're gonna need to go to the dark world first. That's a skip.
Yeah, he decides I'm not going to go back. I'll take the risk instead and move on, which fair enough. He instead is heading for the portal south of Link's house. Is this a play to swamp?
Swamp or mushroom?
We know that swamp is almost certainly some type of progression because we're running incredibly hard out of checks, but he is not at that point yet.
Oh, this is mushroom. No. Wait. Oh, K45.
K45. Mushroom is on Lake Island Grotesque. Neither of them has it, but they have both seen it. Welcome in, Scottish Raid 44 with a party of 17. Thanks for the raid. We are 56 minutes into a casual boot seat here of the Link to the Past Randomizer League. Open League Season 5 Playoffs, Round 2 between Alex, Jess, and Clank of teams of reliable Archery, Aces, and yet another Bonk. We are running out of checks very, very hard. Alex is currently doing a completely barren green pendant pod to go get flippers off Saha. And Clank is missing a pair of mitts from King's Tomb and looking for... and is going to head into Pendant Swamp, which he doesn't know this yet because he hasn't found mitts, but we know that this is some of the only checks left in the game besides the Mushroom from Lake Island and Gina, which they've never done. So, is this it, or is it one of the other two checks?
Now, this is interesting that Alex is choosing to do Helma first.
No, before the back, yeah.
Because this is you saying that I'm gonna full clear this no matter what. And doing that to a Pendant Dungeon in this stage, they must feel like there has to be something in here. I might as well just full clear it. This is the most effective.
I think they know at this point that this is almost certainly their logic for flippers, so this would make sense. Like, he almost... Like, for him, I think it's this and what, Gina for logical flipper locations?
Yeah.
Basically.
And that was a flute in the first chest also.
Well, that is progression.
And that will help with the flute too.
Yep.
Sorry, that will help with the mushroom.
It will, just for a little bit easier transport around the map. Not going to help much with the mitts, but it'll help with the mushroom. Bonk is going to continue and see if a hookshot isn't just sitting in here. Not a bad play. Bonk has exactly 0 medallions, no bits, and it's already cleared Light Death Mountain, so yeah, he can't actually do anything with that flute right now besides activate it.
Yeah.
So this makes perfect sense for him to continue in here. Almost down for Alex. Yeah, we have Mire access right now as a race stream. Well, we know of Mire access. Neither of our owners has Mire access.
We're also gonna
Vanilla
need a
Compass.
pendant. We're probably gonna need a pendant for Meyer to actually enter it.
Medallion, you mean?
Sorry, medallion. But yeah, Alexis gotta go back in here. We are actually not gonna get a diver down from Grink. We're gonna get just the vanilla.
He doesn't have a hookshot.
Oh, right, no hookshot.
That down's easy to explain when you see it, which we will see in the back eventually, but who knows when that is. Hookshot could be in checkerboard, could be in Mire, could be in a few different places, honestly, now that flute's turned up. Could be Mire's shed. There's still nothing saying that hookshot can't be on Akina. It's sort of like Akina's had something this entire time, that would just be silly.
Yeah, both the runners will feel incredibly behind if there is a required item on Akina.
Yeah. Currently tablets are not available. You need a book to read them. What can be on tablets? Just about anything, assuming the book doesn't lock it. And since we have no idea where the book is, who knows? Neither's checked Akina, Mike. Took a couple tries, but Lex does get the bomb jump to the hammer chest, also known as a hammer jump. And happy 1 hour, everyone. And that is a cane on left side swamp. What?
Okay, so that's ice for Grink.
That's ice.
Once he gets his mitts. But that is gonna be a much faster Ice Palace.
Oh my goodness.
Grink, don't die, don't die, don't die.
Okay, good. Using that red potion you got earlier, phew. This seed is great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he can't use that without mitts. It's good that he can't use that without mitts because he's going to go there soon, assuming this isn't the vanilla or French vanilla hookshot. Nope. Alright, he's out of here, and I think he should hopefully go activate his flute and get mitts soon.
Yeah, pretty much hard required double dip or swamp.
Yeah, unless Akina or the mushroom head of hookshot, this is or leads directly to hookshot, which can't be a whole lot at this point. That is almost guaranteed a hard required double dip of swamp.
Alex gives a sword slash to. Yeah, that's a rage slash.
He's not happy about those flippers. He knew that that was a near logical last location for him outside of like. I think that was like either second or third logical last location, something very close to it. It was. You're not happy about that.
Yep. So Grink is gonna go turning that mushroom immediately and not after the flute. Okay.
Look at yep. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, here's the thing: getting flute and cane doesn't actually unlock anything for Grink.
No, because he doesn't have mitts.
Yeah, he still needs those mitts. So he is still going to get quite funneled into that area.
Which is good for him. On the other hand, Alex is now heading for Swamp and is... It's good for Alex that he found very little... That Swamp ended up being as much of a bottleneck as it was, because Alex is not... Because Alex got hard bottlenecked into his flippers relatively early, so... Because Because look at where he's at. This Gonk gets just a heart piece off the shroom.
Now, here's the thing. Does Alex just save and quit after getting the flute?
Yeah.
Saying, okay, I'm out. It's possible.
It's possible. Which might or... Yep, that's a safe quit.
Okay, that's bad.
This
that's
is an
really
interesting
bad.
play. I mean, how bad it is depends on where Hookshot is. It could save him time, it could be a giant time sink.
Yeah, but when are you gonna go back in here and clear left side? If you have hook shot, you're not gonna clear left side, you're gonna go to the back.
That's true, and you
and then
do
you
need a
say,
cane.
yeah, and then you say, oh, there's only one item left in left side swamp. I'm just
No,
gonna
there's
skip
two.
that."
It was a cane and a heart container.
Oh, right, it was two. Okay, two you're not leaving behind.
I don't think. I think, especially because cane locks enough stuff, you will end up. You will be missing enough things, but like you.
Oh, hi,
Oh,
hook
there's a
shot.
hookshot desert ledge. And okay, that's a place for that.
Yep, and as we said, hard require double dip of.
That is a very hard double dip, though good for Alex that is not cane locked. Mitts are on King's Tomb. Alright, what's on the key now? I'm pretty sure this is junk. Yeah. Swamp was confirmed required, and that's a blue. Yep, huzzah. So, hookshot coming in about 5 days shortly for Alex. I totally missed a battalion on Meyer. That was Bombos, thanks, chat.
Yeah, Bombos, that's our tracker as well. So, we are gonna have to do Smith Chain on Grig's side.
Yep, because Bombos was on the Smiths.
Wait.
That.
Oh, right, Grig can't get those, that hookshot yet. So, he's gonna do his 3 checks.
Doesn't. He cannot get that because he doesn't have mitts.
Yeah.
So, but he will be getting his mitts in about a minute or so.
Yeah.
So that works.
So,
And yes, that is no mode for us actually. With that,
So, when are you going back to Swamp to clear it?
For Alex, I mean, he doesn't have that much left to do.
I mean, he could go into Desert, check those items. He could go to Meyer, because he has Bombos, and try to find a vanilla cane.
That's true. I mean, I think you check Desert Ledge before you go Meyer, right? Or at least I hope you do. But on the other hand, you might go into Meyer before you do go back to Swamp with that hook shot. So we'll see here, because he's going to take the portal now. Bonk is going to check Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb after this, so that'll work out for him.
Yeah, this is the ledge. So we're going to get a hook shot here.
Yep. Art number 11 for Clank, and that is a hook shot for Alex, who is going to flee away. Good. Clank couldn't get it because he had no book and no mitts to go get it. He will get his mitts in very shortly.
And this is Alex going back to Swamp immediately.
Tricks, I see Alex just skipping left side Swamp the first time through because he's one of them from Go mode. Go through straight to go beat Argus, and then come back in knowing there's 2 items on left side.
Yeah. So,
because he doesn't have a cane, so he doesn't have a great deal extra checks to do after this in Meyer area. Like Meyer's 2 items tops, he doesn't have a ton else to do. So I think he will go back in for those 2 items. So he'll go to the back first.
Yeah. The problem for Grink here is when are you gonna do Smith Chain?
That's a good question, because Alex did it in logical last location in Flippers. But Clive's got a lot of stuff to do. I'm hoping for his sake Ether doesn't show up someplace, honestly.
Yeah. We are floating away from here. Yeah, Grink is also gonna finish up the Swamp.
I
Makes
mean,
sense.
me as well.
Yeah.
He's already done the front of Swamp, and back of Swamp Go mode versus not Go mode isn't super different. But Go mode Meyer can be substantially faster. He also can't get into Meyer for that matter, as my brain discarded. But yeah, full clearing what's left of Swamp is also faster than full clearing Ice Palace, which is probably his next play after this, I want to say. Clank is in Bombus Go mode, and Lex is in Samaria Go mode. Bombos is on Smith Chain. Samaria is on Left Side Swamp with a heart container, and I think that Samaria is the easier of the two to get back to for Alex versus Smith's for Clank. Alex has also just done more dungeons. Clank will save time in Ice Palace, but is still in Ice Palace behind.
Now, the very, very important thing here is that Alex is actually gonna start Left Side Swamp.
Ooh, is going to go do the diver down here. So that will work out for him.
Usually when you're in one item go mode, you go for the boss here, right?
You do, because if the item's in the back, you can just skip Left Side Swamp completely, but here's an interesting choice for him. He's going to gamble that Left Side Swamp has something, which it does, but it is a potential time loss if you're in one item go when your item's just, in the back.
Yeah, Alex is gonna be in go mode here in about a minute or so.
Alright. Becca Swamp has a nice rod. Okay, led for Sklank. It's not a real issue as long as Ether doesn't turn up, which it doesn't here. Good.
So that's a map on the boss.
Think so, yeah.
Yep. And Alex is not even gonna check the second chest back here because they're in go mode.
Yep. Go mode to about an hour 10.
For a casual boot seed, that's quite late.
That is. Casual boots seeds finish. I've seen faster casual boots seeds finish in the hour 15 range-ish. So go with it an hour 10 with the back of Swamp, all of Meyer and GT to do is definitely a longer one.
Yeah, considering where our flippers were, yeah, this seed wasn't gonna go fast.
No, flippers, those bits weren't nice. Oh, that was a big key, which leads to the map, I think. On Argus.
Why is... Okay, I mean, Rex might be looking for silver?
I guess silvers, yeah.
That's the only thing they could want, right? I mean, yeah, sword, but yeah, you don't need a...
Tempered is fine for Alex.
Yeah.
Oh, Kanga's going back in for the big chest. Yeah, the late game has been kind of stingy for items. The early game was silly, but the mid game has been kind of stingy on items. So probably the remainder, I mean, there's all of TR we never saw, so there's a good few items in there, and then probably GT as the extras. And 50, oh, that was an actual item, 50 bucks. Alright, and that's a pretty nice Argus fight for Alex. That'll be crystal number 6. You're at 112 flat. That was Sun Smith's for Clank, which is a bit unfortunate. He's gonna full clear Ice Palace. Yeah, the items were early at least, but it will be a bit of extra. Little bit of extra time sink. On the other hand, he gains time on Alex by being able to Icebreaker Ice, because Alex came in here with no hookshot and no cane, and had a little trouble with the bomb jump.
I'm gonna stock up on potions with our one bottle.
Well. Yeah, we never saw the other bottles, interestingly. The only bottle we saw was on Hype Cave, which did get us a blue mail off Sick Kid, so it was the only redeeming item in that Hype Cave.
Yeah, Bombos is on the Smith chain, the actual Smith.
Look, as far as we can figure, it can be untied, yes. There's nothing particular stopping it from being there, or anywhere else that's not the tablets, really. It's also not required. because the randomizer's goal is, generally at least, to beat Ganon, not necessarily to find every item in the game. You'd hope to not find every item in the game, because that means you've done a ton of different stuff that wasn't required. What is required, generally, is to be able to get to and kill Ganon. Which, since we have Ganon's Tower required, it is 7 Crystal GT, 7 Crystal Ganon. You need to get the items to clear your 7 crystals, so today that Ice Rod was not required out of Swamp because TR is a pendant, and we technically could have skipped Pod and Desert, so those 2 item requirements are relatively fine anyway. And we also need to have at least Master Sword, it is possibly Master Sword Silverless Ganon, though it is difficult. None of these guys have to worry about it today, but as well as the items to beat Ganon and to get the boss key out of Ganon's Tower and climb it. Which will depend on the placement of the big key, and usually requires the hookshot unless you know how to hover or Moldorm Bounce to skip the gap.
Now, the 3 items in Ice were the first 3 checks that Greg did, so he has to skip the rest and run through the dungeon.
Yep.
And that's a big. Not too slow for Meyer.
Alright, and that is crystal number 6 for Clank. And we'll see where he chooses to go next. Let's see, I mean, he at least can't get into Desert. He can't get into TR, he can get into Mire. Yeah, doesn't have Ether. It's Dark Death Mount. Okay, Mire area now. Hoping for a key into the doormat effectively. Unfortunately, this isn't the case. And then it's after this, I think it's, what, Smith Chain or Dark Death Mountain are Clank's options? Because Clank didn't have mitts coming up Death Mountain earlier, so it never did Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave. And then Smith Chain's obviously got his Bombos we know, but he does not know them yet. As here is Vidi for Alex. Nice quick kill of the eyes. The small eyes, and 8 shots of the bow, and Vidi's down. Very nice. Alexas is is in the lead here. There's a big key for Clank on the Torch and Desert, which... No, wait, no, he could get in here. I forgot. Mitts and Mirror. Brain fart. But Alex is very much in the lead. He's gotten all 7 crystals now with that off. Meyer and Clank is looking for mitts to get his 7th crystal.
Yeah. Now, there are some numbers rolling in chat, so we have a guessing game. Please put your guess between 1 and 22 in chat where you think that Ganon's Tower big key is going to be. And we are going to be counting the number of checks that Alex is doing.
Because there are 21 chests and 1 torch in Ganon's Tower's basement, which can have that big key, and we're looking for it for technical. Let's go climb the tower and go kill Ganon for real mode, basically. Yeah, so what's your guess for the big key, Titan?
I'm gonna go with my usual 7.
Alright, I usually go with 14. Hey, Guxla, Bombos is on Smiths today. Unfortunately, Gronk only got his mitts very late, so Smith Chain is not high on his priority list. Alex just got that in the process of near hard logical last locationing his flippers.
Those flippers were on the green pendant.
Yep, behind Bod. Kuxla is one of Gronk's teammates, the other being Akilin.
And no more guesses, please.
Yep. Speaking of Akilin, actually, Alex Chess will be playing her in Game 4 of this series between these two teams. That'll be coming up on Monday.
We do get a small key, so we are heading right.
Yep.
So, number 3, 4, no, 5, no, 6, no, but
Oh,
that's
there's
a
another
bottle.
bottle. Numbers is on Smith's Crazy Sunshine. 7 is a hurt container.
Aww.
And Alex is at 12 hearts. He does not need that. Doesn't bother picking it up. I'm really hoping for Gong's sake that there is not an ether here in Hookshot Cave, because that would just send him even further away from his bombos. 8, 9, 10 is a small key, and 11 is another small key for Alex. Red mail, okay, that's fine for that in Hookshot Cave. And let's see, what's the last chest? Single arrow, okay. Check number 12 is some more bombs for Alex.
Frank is going to Spy Cave that they missed before.
Yeah, because he had a minor brain fart and tried to go there from the light world earlier. Oops. Check number 13 is some more bombs for Alex. Here's back with cave done. 14 through 17 here in the room known as Rando Room, because you only really ever come here in the randomizer. In the vanilla game, it's just a bunch of refills. And I lose. 14 is a red rupee, 15 is $5, 16 is a heart piece, and 17 is a heart piece. Okay.
I've known
a
of
tile room, boss key? Or big key?
it's possible. I mean, I've known of vanilla runners that start rando and realize, wait, I can go into that room? That's something in there? That they just don't know about it because it never comes up.
Yeah. And here's Smith Chain for Clank, so he will be getting his bombos in a second and will be in go mode.
Yeah, unfortunately, a little bit too far behind today.
Unfortunately, yep. And check number 18 is that big key.
Let me check the winner. Did we have an 18 guess? No.
It does not look like it. Closest looks to be M4A 2000 with a guess of 17.
Yeah. Congratulations, you win 2 internet points that you can use absolutely nowhere.
I think isn't there a spiel about something about you win a lifetime supply of ALTTPR seeds, which can be redeemed at linkthepastrandomizer.com, and something else I have since forgotten. There was a whole spiel at one point that I never quite memorized, and yes. Memory aside, if you do actually want to go learn how to play the randomizer for yourself, you can go check out information about the tournament there, and the Discord actually links to the ALTTPR Discord if you want to go figure out to install the randomizer and play it for yourself. It's great fun.
Brink finally getting into the mire, unfortunately, quite a bit behind at this point.
Yep.
We are in the gauntlet. This is quite a gauntlet when you are on normal gear here, but for these runners, they have better gear and they are very, very good at this game.
Oh, absolutely.
That is such a good mode, good Lamo too. Now, for a seed of this type, as in casual boots, almost 1 hour 30 is really, really long seed.
Yeah, I was commenting earlier about how usually Cas boot seeds are like an hour 50, 2 hour 30, and if it goes past that, it's gotten a bit bad. Yeah, this has not been the kindest, despite the very nice start.
Mostly down to those flippers.
Yeah, those flippers were quite bad. And the mids weren't in the kindest of locations.
Now, to be fair, both these runners feel behind at this point, because even with as bad seed as it was...
Oh, nice book. Thanks, game. But yeah, go ahead.
Even as it was this bad, you still feel like, oh god, what if my opponent went pod much earlier? What if my opponent got those myths super early? Which did happen, just for one of the runners each.
Yeah. And Bombos ended up being a bit harder for poor Kanak because that locked less than the flippers ultimately. Whereas Alex got hard railroaded into those flippers eventually just due to where the flippers and the cane and flute were. You didn't think that was a near logical last location for Alex, but because because there was a lot of checks behind it, he still got it relatively early, and then I think his execution played out pretty well also. And just some routing differences. Kanka's made multiple trips up the mountain. Had some issues here and there, even just little things like the spike cave.
Now, which you should remember that there is some stress involved here, that you are in a tournament race, you are nervous, you can make mistakes from here and there that you normally don't. And Grink here is using a little bug known that while you're slashing your sword, you don't drain your magic. While Alex is on Ganon and into phase 3.
Oh, and as you say that, that's a death.
As a fairy.
That's good. Phew.
That firebat was a sniper. has finished up mine and is gonna head up towards Ganon's Tower, but I don't. On Death Mountain, you say?
Ether tablet? I'm not sure there's anything else left in Light Death Mountain.
Mimic Cave, I think, is still.
Oh, true. Mimic Cave, it could be it. I think those might be the only two places left for those silvers. Because Dark Death Mountain is counted as part of Dark World for whatever reason, the spoiler log. Clank is gonna get into Gan's Tower, well, shortly after Lex.Duns here.
The GD's in chat, or Alex just to full name, and we just passed the 1 hour 30 mark.
GG's to Alex, finishing the seed in 1:30.06 per race time, and is going to bring his team to 2-1 in this series. Best of 5 series between the two teams. GG's.
And I don't think it's going to surprise too many people that Bonk is very, very shortly going to forfeit.
I think he's going to play for a few more minutes. We do play on a 10-minute delay, so they've been done for about 10 minutes. Alex has been done for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But he did mention earlier in the race room that he is getting up at what was he? He's gonna have to get up between 5 and 5:30 a.m. tomorrow. His time. It is already, by the way, 15 minutes past midnight for him in France. I'm fairly sure, but he's getting up early tomorrow, so he decided he does eventually end up deciding to not quit because he's got, get up early tomorrow. Fair enough. But it does look like Alexis is ready to join us in an interview, and I know Clank can join us as well. As we watch him continue here in the GT for a bit. And salut, Clank and Alex, GG.
Hello.
GG.
GG.
What a seed.
What a seed.
I mean, we're gonna have to talk about that start first and the escape.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
that was the treasure trove.
Yep, it was there all bow, glove, lamp, powder.
Oh yeah. Great escape. 100% everything I just want in every seed. Just go out the castle with the hammer, the bow, the lamp, everything. And the glove, of course.
I agree.
just needed a moon pearl. That's it. If you can get that 100% of the time, just in the castle, yeah, sure, sign me up.
Yeah, and after that, it was a little bit of a run around. You both did Eastern first. And then it's the moon pearl, and you just realize, oh, I got the entire world open up to me now. Where do I go?
Yes.
Oh yeah, and that was a point of divergence. Alex, you went to Village of Outcasts. Clank, you went straight to Pod after getting
because I have
the water checks.
I've got a 28 kilogram brain, which made me go to Pod Pendant because, as always, it pays off. It did pay off. I was very, very unhappy with what I did until the last item, which was, let's go to Sarstrada, all in on my play, and flippers. We have to do swamp. Fantastic. I have a strong edge against my opponent. What could go wrong?
Yes, we were worried for you, Gok, because Alexis over there
Oh, yeah.
doing Skullwoods and the Thieves Town, and you're just getting junk, and more junk.
Yeah, well, I explained it in the chat beforehand. I really needed to do some fancy play against him, because if it were if it was gonna be a very linear seed that's just going to be played on execution, then he would win. So I had to go for some absurd play, which was pod pendant, as always, pays off. And so that was really my point. But yes, I was like, after a very empty pod, I was like, oh yeah, great match. 25 minutes in, I already lost. And no, the flippers, wow. But then unfortunately,
After that, it was quite unfortunate because Alex and the seed literally funnels you into those flippers. There was nothing that was stopping someone from going there.
No, because Alex cleared Skullwoods, cleared Thieves, got Nits, did all of Death Mountain, found
Yeah, I knew
not much of anything up there, but did save time on you, Clank, and only going up there once before GT. You went up there 3 times before GT.
I knew that the Skullwood was a red crystal, so I was like, just do it. Eastern is too, so let's do it together. And before going to mountain, let's just go to the bumper cave just to see if there's something. And of course, there's something in the King's Tomb. So after that, I was like, okay, I have the myths right now. I pretty much need flippers, hookshot, and hookshot was not sphere 0, but you could see it from the beginning. So
oh my goodness, we had to laugh at those.
yes, I don't know if you saw it before, Grunk,
No.
but okay, no, okay, I
No,
was
You
no,
both saw it late.
I saw it after I got the flute in Swamp.
Yeah.
Exactly. I went out with the flute. I didn't want to go further in the swamp. I just went for Meyer Desert, and I saw the hookshot. I was like, okay, I'm going back in swamp. I won't even put a foot in desert, no matter what. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And I just last located pretty much everything else than the flippers, which is that's life. Honestly, it's just it's randomizer, right? Everything can't really go right all the time. But yeah, honestly, I really thought I had an edge, and I did. I actually did, but after playing, I think 1 hour 10 minutes in, I was like, okay, I'm looking back on the seed, and I'm like, okay, there's just no way he's going to miss the flippers in pod on a pendant in pod, because it's so required for everything else that the seed just funnels in it, and that's unfortunate. And sorry, yes.
No. I was just gonna say I even went to Ice Palace before pod, so I was like, I'm keeping it for the end, and that's it.
Well, it's logical, right? You could go, Skullwoods, Thieves Town, go back, do the pyramid. Pyramid, you get the mirror. The mirror, you can get the mids. Then you could go to Ice Palace and stuff like this. So it's very. It was somewhat linear, actually. Just it's a bit hidden.
Yeah.
That's basically exactly what Alex did, Clank.
Yep.
And,
It's logical. It's logical.
Oh yeah, he ended up in the almost logical last locationing myths flippers, aside from like I think Agina might have been about the only other check left in logic at that point. It was so that that swamp just locked so much.
Yeah, it was a double dip required. The book was upstairs GT, so I mean,
focus on Mulder too, Clank.
Okay, I didn't. No way I would get the book earlier.
No.
But it's also one of those cases where one player does something a bit unusual, and you get an item, and it changes how the seed, I wouldn't say behave, but how you get the items in the seed. And sometimes it can be detrimental to go to get a certain item at a certain time, because it changes how you will play, how the seed will play out between the players. And going into the match, I just knew that yes, Alex Jas is the main character of this universe. He is being protected by the scenario of this universe. So yeah, there was just no way I was gonna win. Yes, wow, big brain. Let's get the flippers. You're not the main character here. You're just a side side character in a small chapter of life. You're just gonna lose to the main character, and that's it. That's life. Accept it, and yeah, I just accepted it.
Accept your fate.
Exactly, I just accepted my fate. Yeah. No, of course, I'm joking. I'm just, yeah, Alex Just is on a roll. He's been winning seed after seed after seed. He's just very, very, really good at this game. So, congrats, GG. Akailin will avenge me, of course, in game 4, and there's
She
just
will.
no
It's
way
gonna
that.
It's gonna be a game 5. I'm up for that. I'm good with that.
Hell yeah. Let's go game 5, and may the better French team go to the invitational and the semifinals.
Oh yeah, because you guys are two French teams matched
Yes,
up
of
together.
If you
So
can't see
yeah,
by accent, I don't know what can I
you're
tell you. But
you're quite understandable, Alex. C'est pas de souci. And it's probably
yeah.
better than my French accent, if anything. So you're good.
But thank you for casting, commentating, and tracking the game. It was
Of course.
fun. I hope it was enjoyable to watch. I
was a
had
good
great.
match.
I lost. Yeah, it sucks, but I had a great time. And thanks, and GG again, Alex.
yeah, GG to
Jeez.
you was a great scene.
Yep.
Thank you both for running. It was absolutely joy watching both of you run. Thank you to my co-com, Star, for joining me here in the commentary booth. Thank you to our tracker, Avalin, for keeping us in check with all of the items that were all over the place, especially very early there.
Yep.
Thank you to our admin team behind everything that puts all of this together. They are doing such a big job in the background. And I'll let Star get us out of here.
Yep, so, GG encore, GG's to both of our runners. As mentioned, these two teams will have Game 4 coming up on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 1600 CEST for the Europeans. We will have Alex playing Akailin in Game 4 of the series. Do you know what the mode will be, Alex?
I know what it is, but I don't want to talk about it. It's swordless.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah! Hell yeah! Ha! Shit! 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 Sorry.
That's why I say there's gonna be game 5. I so much hate playing swordless, but it's fun. It's fun, but I hate things.
I didn't know it was swordless.
Did Aka pick that mode, Alex?
Well, exactly. No, I didn't pick that mode. Believe me, it was not my choice.
I can tell. But chance, good luck for that.
Thank you. I'll need some luck. I'll need a lot of luck. Yeah, it's not me.
Clark is very amused by that. Yes.
No. I don't see what you're talking about. Of course. May the best win on this godforsaken mode that is swordless. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get the flippers and powder. Yeah. How will you do without a sword, huh? Smart pants. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry. Of course, this is all in good fun, some trash talk.
I know.
I'm
able to do some too, so that's fine.
I know it has been really neat to see two French teams that go up against each other.
Yeah, it's good. It's all in good fun. It's just we like it. We like it. But thank you again. Sorry for keeping you.
No, it's okay. And GG's again, and good luck.
Thank you very much. Bye
Have a
bye.
great night.
Night.
Bye.
Good night. So nothing currently. There's nothing else for the rest of the day today on the schedule. Tomorrow it does look like there are a few open league matches on the schedule. The link should be in the chat. Channel assignments to be decided, but keep an eye on the SpeedGaming channels throughout the day tomorrow for more matches, and of course over the weekend as we come up to the holidays. Thank you for watching all. Happy holidays, and we'll see you around.